Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Dope Car Tech. This is the all new Mercedes GLC. This video is going to take a pretty much chill approach in this nighttime POV. We're just going to be going through all the technology and, just having a walk around both on the interior, on the exterior of this all new GLC EQ, and also going to be taking it out for a nighttime drive. Of course, the full review is going to be on this channel, so be sure to subscribe to Dope Car Tech and turn on notifications for the full review of the all new Mercedes GLC. If that sounds interesting, then let's get started. I must tell you for a fact that this electric vehicle is a quite premium and luxury electric vehicle from Mercedes. It's basically Mercedes' answer to the BMW iX3. It has plentiful of space, it's quite practical both in front and in back, and it's very comfortable to drive and very comfortable to live with. Now, this Mercedes GLC EQ I have here is in AMG line, and it's the GLC 400 4MATIC Advanced Edition. And in Mercedes style, approaching this car with the keys in your pocket or just unlocking it here, Mercedes glitz and glam, you have this animation that it does on this front grille panel here, which lights up. This car is really unmistakable at night, even as we take a step back to admire this vehicle from the front. This pixelated lights here, which pulses ever so slightly. And to be honest, the Mercedes actually looks good in my regard. When we look over the Mercedes GLC from the side, you can see how upright that front is. You can see how it's basically vertically. So a quite bold design from Mercedes, especially on an electric vehicle. Mercedes on their electric vehicles are trying to homogenize them to look as much as their internal combustion engine variants. I really love this muscular, bulges on the hood here. Gives this car also some form of, presence when you're driving from the interior of this car, which of course we would see. And looking at it from the side, it looks very traditional GLC, I should tell you. So I love Mercedes' new design approach on their electric vehicles. But when we move over to the back, which is a bit controversial for me, I find the back a bit less interesting than the front. Let's just, unlock it and see the back. You have, dual Mercedes-like logo on the rear. When we take a step back, yeah, it's not as interesting to look at the back of this car. Yes, the LED lights also pulsate ever so slightly. I am glad at the direction Mercedes have taken. Of course, they're not doing all those light barification of everything on this GLC. So that's good that Mercedes are trying something different. However, the way this black panel wraps around the back of this car, if we take a step back, it sort of looks like a mask, you know. But tell me what you think about the rear look on this Mercedes GLC EQ from the back. I also need to show you a convenient feature on this Mercedes GLC. So when you have the car unlocked, to pop the front trunk is very easy. You just push on the Mercedes logo here and it opens the front trunk. And now that we've gotten into the front trunk of this vehicle, this front trunk is 128 liters in front trunk space. That is a very good amount of front trunk space. I am definitely impressed. And Mercedes has also built in a light there, just to give you some illumination when it's really dark and you need to access things on this front trunk space. But let's close that up and quickly move to the rear, the boot space, and see how much boot space this Mercedes provides you with. You just push on the Mercedes logo there and it opens up to give you a boot space of 570 liters. And gladly, the seats can be folded from the trunk. And when you have the seats folded in a 40-20-40 folding configuration, then you have 1,740 liters of space to play around. Of course, there's a parcel shelf cover, and you have some space underneath. Good amount of space on this Mercedes GLC, and you can close the trunk or also close the trunk and lock the vehicle from the trunk, which is a neat feature to have. But enough said with the exterior of this Mercedes GLC. The interior is where things get a little bit more interesting in Mercedes fashion, I must say. So when I hop into the rear of this car, we start from the rear, and of course you can see design, which is something that Mercedes does really well. And then you also have this panoramic glass roof that can be tinted in different configurations. We'll see that when we hop in front of this vehicle. But if I should just sit behind myself here, and you can see at 187 centimeters in height, it's a very good amount of legroom for me. No complaint whatsoever. I have my passenger vent here and two USB Type Cs. I have a good armrest. The cup holders are not exposed, so that's great. One push reveals slot for your pen, I guess, and slide push reveals your cup holders. That is great. Well, that being said, let's just hop in front of the Mercedes GLC. And yes, like I mentioned, this is where the drama begins or continues. Yes, you can see in Mercedes style, this is Mercedes Super Screen. This vehicle can also be optioned with Mercedes Hyperscreen, where you have no bezels. The whole screen is just one huge 39-inch-ish screen. I do have my reservations about, Mercedes Hyperscreens, but here you have the Super Screen, 14-inch for the passenger, 14-inch infotainment system, and 10-inch driver's information display. But before we get into the screen, we'll delve more into that in the driving. This interior is beautiful in my regards. I do love how Mercedes, design their window switches. It's quite cool, I must say. And even the buttons to control the powered seat of this vehicle. On this passenger screen, you can do most of the basic functions of this car. You can also watch YouTube on this vehicle, which is good for the passenger. I do have physical buttons here, and I'm glad they're not in gloss black material, so they look very, very high quality. And dynamic select just for your drive modes, and then you can have the P button there, which pull up your parking assistant. This switches off the infotainment system just in case you want to clean it out. But we can cancel that. Your hazard lights, you can use this button to activate new MBOX system, and it's actually linked with ChatGPT, and it listens to you every time. And you have a rotary volume control here, which is actually good. I would have loved that we have physical climate controls here, but that's the reality we live in. You have to pull up the menu to be able to access the physical climate control. You can control the temperature, and control some of your seat controls when you pull up that menu there. This material here, it's very, very high quality. I do love this material here. Mercedes calls this open pore birch. It's what it's called. And yeah, the texture is really good. I do have some practicality here. I love the way that opens, and it's a deep pocket. You have a good size glove box compartment, and I do like that the glove box compartment is lined in felt, so things wouldn't really rattle around, although it opens more like a shelf, I think. Yep. So I did mention that the panoramic glass roof can be, tinted to different configuration there. And Mercedes calls this its sky control. On this AMG line, it's standardly equipped with the sky control. However, on the AMG Plus line, you can have stars individually inside, which I find a bit tacky. But here I can basically configure this to Opal, and it tints the whole look at it happening in real time. So if I click on clear, and you can see the segments disappearing, it's almost hard to catch it in the dark, but during the day, it's quite eventful. You can also choose the motif and you can have different parts segmented and tinted. Or, of course, the opal, which tints the whole thing, or we can leave it in clear. That's a good touch. Right here on the steering wheel, you do have some, capacitive buttons here, but at least I'm glad that you have a physical rotary volume control button there, and adjustment for your cruise control. Your adaptive cruise control is in, button form. That's good. You can have your map displayed, which I love, or you can just have the full map display. And I love how Mercedes system is very, very clear, high definition graphics. I mean, look at how it renders the buildings in real time. This system, Mercedes says, is liquid cooled to make it more faster and more responsive. And trust me, to be honest, this infotainment system is glorious to use, and it's very easy to use. The icons are huge and large. I love that. And you can, swipe through different car settings. One thing I do appreciate with Mercedes new electric vehicles, it has keyless go. So there's no start button to fiddle with. When you get into the car, you put your foot on the brake, put it in drive, and the car is basically ready to go. Right up the top, I must mention that this Mercedes is geared towards comfort. But before then, one thing I do know that Mercedes are good at is giving you that initial wow factor, to stimulate that visual sensory feeling in you when you look at the design of this interior, from the door panels to the center console area to the vast amount of screens. Not a lot of people love this amount of screens, but Mercedes are doubling down on their super screen and hyper screen thing. It's a reality with newer Mercedes vehicles, I must say. But yes, they have mastered the art of designing interiors that evoke that wow factor in you. After some time, that feeling quickly fades away, especially when you now start to go into functionality. Let's just play around with the LED lighting situation. If I go into there and I just swipe, I can go into different ambient lighting style, and you can go into high surf, a vast array of different LED ambient lights to choose from. Cosmic glow seems to be my favorite, really. Off-road is there also, we can play with that. Off-road, okay. AMG line, we can also go into ambient lighting, and we can go into multicolor, and then we can still choose also from a different array of LED lighting configuration. Racing yellow, I see, like racing yellow lights everywhere. Racing orange, ultramarine, okay. um Jungle green, so much of them. You can also adjust the brightness, but you can see, yes, it's not the most darkest day, because in summer times it doesn't really get all that dark or pitch black here. So yes, but you can see how much LED lighting configuration you have. Just driving this car as a daily driver, and you get to see the level of comfort you get on this GLC. And this GLC can be spec'd out with air suspension. But in my regards, I don't think it's an option that you should spend the extra money on, because this AMG line is equipped with the comfort suspension. It's not an air suspension. It just floats and glides and soaks out and even out road imperfections in a very sophisticated manner. It has its advantages and it has its disadvantages. One is you don't feel very much connected to the road. But of course, for family electric vehicle, comfort is a priority, the luxury feeling is a priority, and so you have that. It rolls a bit. It can be firmed up through going through the different drive mode settings. You can go into sports mode, and it firms up the suspension a bit. The steering feels a bit more agile. Actually, feels quite agile, I must say. But for all intents and purposes, we just remain in comfort mode. And then, of course, you have some kind of feeling you get when you drive this car. It's quite insulated. Um, these windows are acoustic, they are dual pane windows, so just refines the interior, makes it more refined, makes it more quiet, makes for more pleasing driving experience. I also do love those bulges that I mentioned on the hood. Just gives some kind of a character to this vehicle when you drive it. I really do appreciate this electric vehicle. It's a very, very good, compelling, and competent electric vehicle from Mercedes. And yes, as a mid-size luxury electric vehicle, the luxury feeling is there. The comfortable feeling is there, even on this comfort suspension, which is not the air suspension. It's there. Long journeys is very, very easy. Good amount of range at 18, approximately 18 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers of consumption. Now, of course, this has been calculated based on um, the driving behavior, the previous driving behavior. But at 18 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers, you're bound to get at least 520 kilometers of range. But yeah, overall, nighttime POV as we come to the end of this nighttime POV. Full review is going to be on this YouTube channel. Be sure to check that out, and be sure also to subscribe to Dope Car Tech. But yeah, that's it for me in this video. Oh, and something I do notice when driving into my tight driveway, the LED ambient lighting are also interactive, so it kind of reacts to sensors. But yeah, just to show you how tight my driveway is. But yeah, that's it for me on the Mercedes GLC. And yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.